I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Guinea-Bissau to introduce an address by the head of state.
Mr. President, I have a great honor to introduce the pre-recorded statement by His Excellency Mr. Úmaro Sissoco Embaló, President of Republic of Guinea-Bissau, at this general debate of 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly.
Son Excellence, Monsieur le Président.
Excellency, President. Volkan Bozkır, His Excellency the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my people and my country, allow me to congratulate His Excellency Mr. Volkan Bozkır for his honourable and distinguished task as President of the 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Your Excellency's election to this highly representative body of the international system shows the trust that your country, Turkey, a friendly country to Guinea-Bissau, and all the member states of our organization have placed in you. We express a wish for your greatest success in this noble task. President, Excellencies, at the outset, I should like to present my deepest condolences to the member states of this organization following the losses of lives they have suffered during this COVID-19 pandemic, which has afflicted the whole world. I thank the health professionals worldwide, and particularly those of my country and of all the international organizations who are currently in Guinea-Bissau, who, together and on a daily basis with our authorities, are on the front line in helping to control the spread of COVID-19 and save the lives of those who are infected. The agenda of the special session of the United Nations General Assembly to discuss COVID-19 is of the greatest importance. We must, therefore, all cooperate with the scientific community in its efforts to seek solutions and to support the most vulnerable, so as to address the immediate negative impacts of COVID-19. By contributing to strengthening the health systems and also the development and the equitable distribution of treatments and vaccines. The challenges encountered on a daily basis across the world, as far or as near as those places in the world may seem in our globalized world, these challenges must serve as wake-up calls that these could become shared problems. The pandemic has shown this to be true and has taught us that it is important to join forces to fight against COVID-19 and all the other scourges and challenges which we are confronted with on our planet. This is why this year, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations, we must work together to revive the values and ideals for which the United Nations was created, with a view to achieving the United Nations that we want and which we do truly need in order to approach and combat today's global challenges. The time has come to renew our commitments and to strengthen multilateralism. Only in this way can we move forward with our humanitarian agenda, whilst taking into account vulnerabilities, promoting gender equality, and finally achieving Agenda 2030 for the well-being of all. President, Excellencies, I am honoured to be speaking to this great assembly today on the 24th of September, the day when my country, Guinea-Bissau, celebrates another year of its existence as an independent nation. This independence was won with great honour and great sacrifice. I applaud my people. Over our 46-year history, our country has been through difficult times in seeking stability and sustainable development for the well-being of its sons and daughters. The support of the international community, and particularly the United Nations and the regional and sub-regional organizations, has been fundamental to finally bring an end to the conflicts which held sway in our country. And I express my deepest gratitude to the Secretary General of the United Nations, His Excellency Antonio Guterres, and all the friends and partners of Guinea-Bissau for their assistance provided to us throughout this period of time. However, as the end of the mandate in our country of the United Nations mission comes to an end, and whilst national efforts are ongoing in the main areas of responsibility for stabilising the country, and the normal functioning of all state institutions is also underway, continued and substantial assistance from the international community through coordination with the country's authorities is indispensable, so that we can conclude the necessary reforms and continue down the path to development. Against this backdrop, I would like to seize the opportunity of this noble tribune to reaffirm to my people that under my presidency I will do my utmost to turn this sad page of crises and conflicts in our history and work hand in hand with all Guinean people to meet the challenges of rebuilding a new Guinea-Bissau, aware of our problems, but with a national collective strength, both within the countries and in the diaspora, so as to move forward and guarantee a better future for the next generations. 2020 has, without exception, been a year of challenges for the world. But these are harder still for the most fragile, such as Guinea-Bissau, which is a country facing extreme vulnerability, since it is an African country emerging from conflicts, a less developed country, and a small island developing state, with the enormous risks resulting from climate change that this involves. The COVID-19 pandemic came on top of this existing fragility, affecting the socio-economic problems of our country and the lives of our citizens even more. The volatility of the supply chain and of the price of goods has had a negative impact on international trade, and Guinea-Bissau, which depends on its agriculture and its waters, has not been spared. Cashew nuts, our main export product, have been seriously affected, and this has had a negative reflection on our economy and the well-being of our people. This negative growth is influencing the trends regarding poverty in many countries like ours, further imperiling those who already lacked social security. Climate change is so irrefutable that, whilst it is already felt in the small island developing states, including Guinea-Bissau, we have established national strategies and sectoral policies with our partners, with our international partners, to face these challenges. We also have the implementation of our climate change adaptation plans in the medium and long term. We have extended to 26% of our territory our national systems of land and marine protected areas as one of our many initiatives, such as also contributing to reducing greenhouse gases and our NDCs. President, Excellencies, gender equality is a subject of great importance for Guinea-Bissau. Women's participation is significant in all spheres of our society. Since our struggle for independence, whose anniversary we are celebrating today, women have always been side by side with men in taking the political and social decisions of our country. Guinean women are positive motors for change. They are the best mediators in conflicts, dialogue promoters and pacifists. As we renew our commitments to multilateralism, women must have a key role as one of our main driving forces. The other extremely important group is youth, which in many of our countries makes up the majority of our population. In Guinea-Bissau, we count upon the strength and importance of this part of our society, and its participation has been positive in the dialogue process to achieve peace and stability. We count upon our youth, and we urge our development partners to continue to support us with instruments such as qualified education and technologies to better train our young people, thus helping them not only to reduce unemployment rates in our country, but also to guarantee a brilliant future for the next generation. We cannot talk about multilateralism whilst allowing the continuation of the economic and financial embargo upon one of our the most steadfast members of our organization, Cuba, which, despite the negative impacts of this embargo, has been a leader in all global health challenges, and particularly during this COVID-19 pandemic. Cuba remains on the front line in helping the rest of the world. We call for the swift lifting of the economic and financial embargo placed upon Cuba by the United States. The Cuban people deserve the opportunity to benefit from their own potential and to freely conclude economic relations with other states and peoples. Regarding Palestine, we hope that the main protagonists in the Israel-Palestine peace process will remain committed to diplomatic negotiations, seeking lasting peace and establishing peaceful coexistence between two states living in harmony, side by side, with mutual respect. President, brothers, before concluding, I should like to reaffirm my country's commitment to work for the United Nations we want and need. And we count upon the strong commitment of our development partners in renewing multilateral commitments, which are directed towards building a world which is more just and more fraternal, and guarantees human security for the well-being and progress of all peoples and cultures and all countries. It would be remiss of me to conclude my statement without expressing thanks to and aligning myself with the statements of the big families, the G77 in China, the SIDS and the LDCs, which my country belongs to. Thank you.
On behalf of the General Assembly, I wish to thank the President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau for the statement just made. I now give the floor to